What's going on, Purple Rain Gang? We are back with another episode of the Purple Rain Podcast, episode 127. Yes, it is the J.K. Dobbins, the Cyrus Jones episode of the Purple Rain Podcast, and got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff happened since we talked last Thursday, so I'm looking forward to getting into that. And as always, you can find us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. Keep up to date with everything you love in Purple Rain. Find this guy on Instagram, on Twitter at Sutton. You find me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on Twitter at simplyas10. I hope you guys are having a fabulous Monday. How are you doing, my guy Sutton?
I'm doing great, man. Having a fabulous Monday, just like you said. There has been quite a bit that's happened since we last talked, and we're gonna get into all of that today. Can't wait. I mean, this is gonna be a good episode. I can't wait. If you're already here, if you're already locked in, then thank you guys so much for joining this episode of PRP, episode 127. Make sure you like the video, also subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, I think you're gonna really like this content. You're gonna really like this content that we're coming out with tonight. And then listen. Season's right around the corner. There's no longer 14 days. My little calendar thing is wrong here. I had to erase that. What do we got? Like 10 days. We got 10 days to Ravens football. Let me go ahead and update that. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. It's a countdown now. Officially. So, and we're going to be covering all things Ravens and then, other NFL news too throughout the season. So make sure you stay locked into the Purple Rain Podcast because we got it all here for you, right here for you. Before we get into anything football related, sports related, we got to bring up the live chat. Y'all know how we do, man. Y'all know how we do.
Go for it.
Big shout out to everybody here in the live chat so far. Mod K-Dog in the house says, yo, what's good, Rain Gang family on this Monday? Hope everyone had a great weekend. Had a fabulous weekend, K-Dog. Appreciate that. Let's see. Void9 says, yo, what's going on? What's going on, Void? J Prime 235 says, hello. Merrick McDonald says, what's up, Rain Gang? He says, I've been waiting on this one since Saturday. Yeah, man, we're here. We're back. Episode 127. Falou in the house. What's good, Falou? Appreciate you for pulling up, coming through.
He's been here for a long time, Falou.
I know.
I love seeing
you
that
give him the
name.
stamp,
That's
the Purple Rain Pioneer stamp.
Gotta give it.
We gotta stamp it. Falou, you're a Purple Rain Pioneer now. Welcome to the club. Yes. Dre's another one of them. Says, "What's up, Purple Rain Gang? What's going on, Dre?" Oh yeah, Ben Stamp for sure, certified. Yolanda's another one of them. Good evening, Rain Gang. What's good, Yolanda? It's nice to see the Purple Rain Pioneers here and in full effect early on in this episode 127 of PRP. I love it. Let's see who else we got in here. If my computer will stop freezing up. Cal says, what's up, gang? What's going on, Cal? My friend. Thank you for pulling up, Cal. Thank you for coming through. Let's see. Garnett West as well as in the house. Says, fellas, what's going on? What's going on, Garnett? Coney in the building says, what's up, Rain Gang? We got King 95 in here. Gilbert Melton is in the house. Dawson is in here. Let's see. Chike is in here. Says, Purple Rain, boys, what's good? Just got back from Cali, and I can't wait for what you boys have to say about Deshaun Watson suspension and our Ravens defense stepping up. Let's go. F yeah, boys. Woohoo. Let's go.
Okay. Yes, we will
be excitement.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Hit all of it.
That woohoo at the end is yeah. I love that. Let's see who else we got in the house now. We do have over 70 people watching, less than 4 minutes into the show. This is amazing. You guys are going crazy tonight. Make sure you like the video. Leave a like. Let's just get that out of the way, guys. Leave a like. Subscribe to the channel.
We're at 30 already. We're at 30 already. I mean, it's gonna be
one of those episodes. We love it. We love it. Thank you guys so much for coming through. See Stackhouse in the building. Sports Gaming YouTube is in the building. Taquan Christian is in the house as well. Jabari Cruz Ellis, Devon Johnson, Ravens Rasta says, what's up, gang? We in here. Ryan is in here, says, finally back live. Currently driving from Wisconsin to Pennsylvania. Rest in peace. 16 hours. Wow. You are a trooper, my man. You are a trooper.
Best of luck.
Jason in the house as well. Dylan in the house. I got Black Daniels in here, says, Rain Gang, you could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with us. Absolutely.
I love that.
We love it. We love it. Floyd 97 in here. Rico Nick. So you already know the bill. Not the bill. The death, the deal. Death to Veda's in the house. Devon Johnson again. King Tay is in here. J1213 is in the house as well. Let's see. Sean Carter. Oh my goodness. You guys are just y'all going crazy tonight. Tracy Hall, Future, Daryl Turner. Shout out to all you guys. Welcome to the Purple Rain Podcast, episode 127. Over 80 people watching live already.
And 45 likes, bro. We're gonna hit 50 without even saying anything. Wow.
I was going stupid crazy. And you guys see it right here again. I'm going to reiterate 10 days until Ravens football. So stay locked in to this channel. Woo. Alex.
Yes.
We got a lot to get into. But first, I want to start with what happened over this past weekend, right?
What was that?
I want to start with over this past weekend. You were at the Ravens training camp. He's got it right there.
Right next to me.
He's got it right there. I was hoping you would have it on deck with him. Yes. Listen, man, this guy was there at the Ravens training camp, the open practice. I'm just gonna shut up now. I'm gonna let him talk about all the things he took away. I know he took a bunch of notes and everything. So, Alex, just take it away. What did you see from that Ravens open practice?
Well, first and foremost, I saw our guy Engraven, who was sitting next to me. Shout out to him and his family. Got to watch it with him. Lovely. We were just soaking it all in. But first and foremost, I think I got to start off with the main. I mean, Lamar Jackson looks sharp. I know his practice. I don't know if anybody watched the live stream was there. If you watch it, Lamar Jackson looks sharp. I mean, the 60-yard pass, that was on the money. Can't get much better than that. Bateman just hauls it in. I mean, I loved it. The red zone drills look good too. Rolling out, the little fake, hitting Bateman in the back of the end zone, hitting Tyler Wallace in the back of the end zone. Love that. And so I'm going to move on to the receivers. Pro Shane Bateman. Both of them look good. I mean, the one-on-ones doing their thing. And what I love most is that Marlon Humphrey sat Robert Jackson aside and was like, no, I want to get on Bateman. Like the iron sharpens iron. He wanted to cover Bateman, and I love seeing that. Yeah. Absolutely loved it. Now I'm getting to some other receivers who impressed me. Number one, Benjamin Victor. I mean, this guy, he just went up there and caught it with his what we need is more guys catching with their hands, not with their bodies. Benjamin Victor is one of them. I love seeing that. Another one, I think Shamar Bridges. He made a little toe tap sideline catch. Another one, Jalen Moore has been just showing out as well. Mossed Robert Jackson. Absolutely mossed him. It was disgusting. That just got me so happy. And unfortunately, Kevon Seymour got burnt a couple of times too. Still got burnt. It wasn't looking good. Now I'm going to go into the offensive line a little bit. Patrick McCarry was mostly playing center, which kind of was like, I don't know what they plan on doing with him. Could he play left guard? Could he be a right tackle? Because we had Morgan Moses right tackle and Jawan James, who I actually completely forgot about, playing left tackle. I was like, whoa, I forgot we had this guy still. That was pretty interesting. And going back to the defense, Brandon Stevens, a lot of cornerback play, had a good breakup. I think it was on Isaiah Likely, I believe, in the one-on-ones. That was promising. And then I'm going to go to our running backs. I like the way Mike Davis looks. Davis looks really good. And even Corey Clement, I think we just signed him last week and he was looking good in the passing game. That was really nice to hear. And we were calling plays from under center. How long have we been calling for this? Can I just ask? Yeah. We've been calling for plays under center for over a year and a half now. And we were actually calling them. Wasn't a real game. It was promising, but I'm not gonna put too much stock into that. And there's got to be negatives. From what I counted, 5 pre-snap penalties. 5. We had the motions going on. We had those motions going on, and some people didn't get them down. We had some false starts, just some confusion back there. I was getting the blood pressure was raising in a practice. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, here we go again. But that was just some things I took away. Overall, I mean, it was a really fun time. I mean, Justin Tucker was hitting 60-yarders. I think he hit a 65-yarder from a tee. He's still the best kicker in the league. You can stamp that. I see Devon saying Justice. Yeah, Justice Hill did put on some mass. Tyler Beatty isn't as small, I think, as people say he is. He looks a lot bigger in person. But I think I am very comfortable going into week 1 with who we have now for the whole season. Not really, but I'm cool with that. Just let JK and Gus take their time coming back. Don't rush them back. We saw what happened with Stanley last year. But so far, I thought it was productive. I want to address the whole Kyle Hamilton video.
Oh yeah,
I don't know why. Yeah, it was a Ravens fan who put it out there and why would you do that? It's literal practice. But of course, it's the one. It was Bailey Gaither on him. It's practice for a reason. I thought of it. I'm like, if these guys played as hard as they could on defense, and there's just the defense is breaking up passes and just absolutely shutting down the offense, the fans are going to be pissed off. The fans go to the game to see touchdowns. They're not going to see pass breakups. So I was like,
you're right.
And I see Devon brings up like Kyle came back today and he locked up Likely and locked up Mark Andrews. I bet you won't hear about that. That won't get the 1.5 million views, whatever the one got. Like, it was insane. But yeah, our edge rushers too. Owe looked good. Dylan Hayes looked good, and even the Travis Jones looked good. Dude, Travis Jones he's a beast. Really? And Calais Campbell to me looked like he slimmed down a little bit, but still looks just a mammoth of a man. Mammoth. Yeah.
I mean, Travis Jones, and just to kind of touch on that, there was somebody else who was recently saying something, talking him up, really highly. I think it was Michael Pierce, I want to say.
Yeah.
Who was saying that, Travis Jones, he's going to be a problem. Like, he's, good for his age and, being a rookie and all that. I'm excited for him. I mean, I've been preaching it on this podcast, for some time now. Interior pressure is going to be very, very important. If the opposing team's quarterback snaps the ball and he has defenders in his lap, he's not going to be able to get that ball down the field, or he's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to be on the run, and that plays well into our hands. So I'm definitely excited to see, what Travis Jones has to offer. Kind of touching on some of the things that you said, pre-snap penalties, that does concern me. I'm not going to lie. Concerns me a lot because the complexities of this Ravens offense, and especially the run game, and how they like to, like you said, a lot of pre-snap motions and things like that. And it really puts a huge emphasis on execution, and not only execution, but consistent execution. When every single offensive play is RPO, fake the handoff to the running back, do this, do that. You got a guy coming in motion, jet sweeps, all this and that. It gives you a higher rate or higher probability, or you're rendered more susceptible to pre-snap penalties. It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen. So that is a reason why I am concerned going into the season, because I know what Greg Roman wants to run. You sent me the tweet the other day. There's like 20% new in the offensive playbook. That means that 80% of what we see this season is going to be stuff we've already seen in previous seasons, which does kind of concern me. But what say you to that, though?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I actually want to give some credit to another player, Tylan Wallace. I think he's going to be just kind of our underrated receiver this year. He made a couple of plays. He made a play where I think it was like double coverage. He went up there, he caught the ball, shook off some contact, went in the end zone. I'm not going to sit here and say we have the best receivers out there, but we do have guys who definitely want to play. And I thank you to Rob Jack for our first super chat. $1. Thank you very much. But just coming by and we see you, Rob. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank you so much, Rob. Making it rain here.
Yes, already. But yeah, I think with the whole 20% thing, maybe, I don't know if he's talking about maybe more under center plays. I don't know. I don't know what goes inside of his head. I don't think I want to know what goes inside of his head. I'll be honest. I really don't. Speaking of his, I think he dyed his hair. Hey, Greg Roman with new hairdo died. Maybe he comes back. Yeah, maybe that might be the change we needed.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so we have the forging a new identity, the vote, and now the 20% comment. Maybe third time's a charm. I don't know. Probably not, but who knows? Who knows?
All I know is third time better be the charm. Because like I said, again, if this offense struggles like 6 to 8 weeks into the season, they got to start having some real conversations about, okay, why is this offense struggling? And no, we can't put it all on Lamar Jackson. This guy's special. We're going to have to pay him soon. It's going to have to come down to a coach or two. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah. But any other things? What were the other things that you had talked about from the open practice? Kind of just talking about the. Oh wait, what else was it about the receivers? I want to say.
Prochet Bateman. Yeah, but Bateman.
Prochet continues to impress. He continues to impress, and I really hope that he gets the proper opportunities that he deserves. Coming up this season, like actually within the offense, because. My only fear is like, yes, he's putting on a show in training camp. And, I'm sure in preseason he'll probably have some good catches as well. But when push comes to shove, and what I mean by that is regular season gameplay, will he be on the field? Will he have routes good enough for him to get open? And can he get open? I think, Prochet's biggest attribute is his hands. He's got sticky hands like glue, right? Yeah. But how consistently can he get open in this Ravens offense in the few opportunities that he's going to have? That's the only thing that concerns me.
Yeah. I mean, it's that question, like, he doesn't have the speed that you want, but he has the hands. And I would rather a receiver with speed and no hands, like a Darius Hayward Bay. I'll throw it back. He was a first round bust. It's definitely a tough topic, I guess, because we don't know. He really hasn't been used before, and I don't think defenses fear him as much as I love him. But hopefully, he gives them a reason to make them fear him. So we'll have to just see until the season comes.
Sure. You're right. Absolutely right about that. Let's go ahead and let's just move on into what we like to call the Purple Rain Report here at the Purple Rain Podcast, like you guys see on the screen. The Purple Rain Report is, I was going to say brought to you by, and I was going to say sponsored by in the same sentence, in the same breath, but I realized I couldn't do that. Saying both. The sponsored by, brought to you by, we don't really know. It's just Manscaped. Manscaped is our sponsor. You can go on manscaped.com, save 20% off of your order with the code PRP. Listen, Manscaped has a lot of cool products. They've actually got the Lawnmower 4.0, which is my favorite. Alex says his favorite thing about the Lawnmower 4.0 are the guards on those particular set of clippers. They actually get right what you needed to get every single time, and they don't hurt. So make sure you go on manscaped.com, order that Lawnmower 4.0. You can save 20% off of that order if you use our promo code PRP. That's right. You can save 20% off. Yeah.
PRP, 2 letters. 3 characters, PRP.
Exactly. And what else do you get on top of 20% off, Alex?
You get damn free shipping. The free shipping.
The kicker. Come on now. It doesn't get any better than that. Like we said, head on over to manscaped.com. Get your head and shoulders. I feel like Troy Polamalu right now or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
It's really weird. Yeah. Get your Manscaped order. Save 20% off with code PRP. Now listen. I don't want to talk anymore about anything else. I want to keep talking Ravens football. Let's get right into it. Training camp updates from today. So
hours ago.
Today was the first day that the Ravens had the pads on at training camp. We're back. Y'all see this right here. 10 days until Ravens football. They're putting the pads on. They're getting ready for the Titans on August 11th. It's here. We're back, guys. We're back.
Them Titans, baby.
I know. Now, look, there's a couple tweets on your screen right now. You can see by the likes of Jeff Zarebeck and Jonas Schaefer, 2 Ravens beat writers / reporters. Appreciate them and all that they do. Things that I wanted to highlight from this here, you can see, like Simply was talking about earlier, Rashad Bateman and Marlon Humphrey, they've been going one-on-one. And it says here, Jeff Zarebeck says Rashad Bateman and Marlon Humphrey matched up twice in one-on-ones. Bateman, he got a step off the line of scrimmage on Marlon Humphrey on the first one, but Jackson did not get the ball out far enough, allowing Marlon Humphrey to make up ground and break it up. On the second one, Bateman had a bit of separation, but he was overthrown. I thought this was interesting. Chemistry between Lamar Jackson and Rashad Bateman. It's clear that it's not all the way there yet. I think this really speaks to the point that they really didn't have a whole lot of time to mesh last year. Back when Rashad Bateman was a rookie. Him being hurt those first, 7 or 8 games and not really getting to get into stride with Lamar Jackson. He played a grand total of how many games with Lamar Jackson as a starting quarterback? Like 2 or 3, maybe 4?
No, Chargers, Bengals, Vikings, Browns, 4. Steelers.
Okay.
And then like half of the other round, I think 5 and Dolphins. So 6.5, I believe. Games.
About 6.5 games. Okay. So about a third of the season, about a third of the regular season almost is what he got with Lamar Jackson. So this,
the Steeler game, he had no targets, by the way. 0. The 2-point conversion missed. So I don't even know if I want to call that a game because he wasn't targeted once. I don't know if that was scheme. I don't know what that was, but that's not many targets in those 6.5 games as well. So throw it back to you.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, I'm just really excited to see what Lamar Jackson and Rashad Bateman can put on the field with the chemistry that they're building now in training camp, because they weren't able to really do this to its full extent last year because Rashad Bateman obviously got hurt. But now we're actually seeing them, go through these growing pains together, which is good. I mean, not everything is going to be perfect, but you need like these mishaps to happen. You need Lamar to overthrow Rashad Bateman. Listen, I would much rather him overthrow Rashad Bateman in training camp than in a game. Get that stuff out of your system now. I mean, it's good that we're going through this. This is why training camp exists. So it's not really a big deal. Some people made it a big deal. Oh, Lamar can't throw. Lamar B. You guys know the whole deal, right? But that's what I took from that. Kind of moving on here to the other tweets that we see on the screen. Let's see. Jonas Schaefer up top. You can see defense is winning today's practice so far pretty handily. Odafe Owe has been a terror off the edge. Rashad Bateman should have at least a couple more catches than he does, but the accuracy has not been there. Again, we just talked about that. They'll get the accuracy things together. Rashad Bateman and Lamar Jackson, they'll get on the same page. But Odafe Owe, day one of pads, just going out there and terrorizing people. I mean, I love that. You?
I'm telling you, 10 plus sacks, double digit. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, Alex has called it on this podcast multiple times. Odafe Owe 10 plus sacks this season,
and Ojabo isn't even there.
I know. I think I said like 8. I think I said like 7 or 8. But listen, man, if Odafe Owe can carry the same energy into the regular season, it's gonna be trouble. It's gonna be trouble. Alex, can you do me a favor? Speaking of Odafe Owe, can you do me a favor and look up the Ravens' schedule really quick and just kind of list our regular season games? Because I have a point that I want to make.
Oh, I will.
Odafe Owe, please.
I'll gladly do it. So we started with the Jets.
Go ahead. So Jets.
We started with the Jets.
Real quick. The point of me asking you to do this is because I want to figure out how many mobile quarterbacks we play throughout the season. Like, what's the percentage of mobile quarterbacks that we play? Because Odafe Owe, his presence is paramount to going up against these mobile quarterbacks, guys who can, get flushed out of the pocket, get away from most edge rushers and make a play. Odafe Owe runs dudes down. So just having him, I want to know what mobile quarterbacks we're going up against, because I know he's going to be absolutely positively licking his chops when he sees a quarterback roll out of the pocket, scramble out. He's going to be on their ass. So I want to know, who are we playing?
I mean, the first one I see is week 4 is the Bills and Josh Allen. That's the first one I can see.
Well, you wouldn't say Zach Wilson? No, when I say mobile, I mean like elusive. You got some sort of like elusive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we can throw Zach Wilson in there. We can throw him in there. So
I'll throw Zach Wilson in.
Yeah, I don't think Tua is like he'll run if it's wide open. He won't run if he has to.
Fair enough.
Mac Jones, we saw it in the Pro Bowl, but
Definitely
he's
not.
more. Yeah, he's not. Josh Allen, we've seen Joe Burrow do it. Saw him do it in the AFC Championship. There's 3. Daniel Jones can run. He can run.
Yes, he can. Yes.
He can catch too. He can catch.
I say that's 4.
I'll put him there. The Browns. We'll throw Mr. 24 in there. We can do that. Tom Brady. No. Jameis Winston. No. For the Panthers, whether it be Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold, I don't think so.
Now, see, here's the thing. Baker Mayfield, he thinks he's more athletic than he is. So he will roll out. You know what I mean? He will get out of the pocket and try to make something happen like he's Patrick Mahomes or something. So I count him too, honestly. If you don't want to, I get it, but I count him.
I give him like a half. I give him a half. I can put Trevor Lawrence. I can put him in there. I can.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
He runs. I mean, he's at the point of his career where he doesn't want to be running around all over the place. He wants to sit in the pocket, throw the football. But we do still know that he has those wheels on him if he ever has to use them. And damn it, there's going to be times where he's going to have to use those wheels. Listen, we just talked about it. Justin Madubuike, Calais Campbell, Travis Jones. If they're getting any sort of interior pressure, you're going to see a lot of quarterbacks rolling out to their left or rolling out to their right this season. And I can see Russell Wilson doing the same.
Kenny Pickett or Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, I think both of them can. I saw Kenny Pickett do the fake slide.
Yeah, and Trubisky,
yeah. Mariota, yeah. And then then we just get the repeat of the division.
Yeah, I mean, so just even right there, that I think that was like the first 10 games, I want to say, or something like that.
Yeah.
I think what we came to the conclusion, about 70% of those games, we're going up against guys who have some sort of escapability, so having an Odafe Owe and, a David Ojabo whenever we get him back, as well as pairing with a veteran presence in Justin Houston, I think our edge rushing team, and let me not do this. Let me not leave Tyus Bowser out of it. He led the team in sacks last year.
Yeah.
I feel like it's extremely disrespectful that a lot of people don't give Tyus Bowser his credit for what he did. He ended multiple games last season as well. So him as well, the addition of him, I think our pass rush is going to be pretty promising, you know. And like I said, this news of here, you know, Ravens putting on the pads for the first time this summer, and you know, the defense stepping up and the edge rushers getting a lot of pressure. I like that news. I do.
That's good news to hear. Now, as for the line, I guess not the best news I want to hear about the offensive line, because it means they're letting them up. But hey, it's practice. Who knows? Maybe they're doing something new. Maybe messing around with some guys in there. But yeah, I love hearing this, and I'll move on to the bottom tweet that the Ravens racked up sacks from the outside, inside, and with good coverage. That's the triple threat right there. We got sacks from any way possible. Okay, we can do from the outside, from the inside. Oh, cool, and the coverage sacks as well. Who would have thought coverage sacks when you actually have a secondary that's healthy? I would have never thought. And then Lamar Jackson was 10 for 15 and 11 on 11 work. Set up for a lot of checkdowns. I guess a couple of those incompletions were probably the overthrows to Bateman or underthrows. We don't know what they were. And wide receiver Jalen Moore shined again with a second string offense. I'm going to keep my eye on him in the preseason.
Say, like, how much stock are you really putting into that?
I'm not going to put a lot. You can't put a lot. But there is a fight for, I think, our fifth receiver. There's a couple of guys going for that.
What does a wide receiver 5 look like on a Baltimore Ravens offense? You don't even have to answer that question. It looks non-existent, honestly.
Special teams. Yes, special teams, what it looks like.
Special teams, exactly. I like that. Go. Exactly. Yeah. But no, I mean, the good thing I took away from this bottom tweet here by Jonas Schaefer, Lamar was 10 for 15. He had to settle for a lot of checkdowns, but hey, at least he wasn't taking the sack as much as he possibly could have. You know, he was checking the ball down, getting the football out, getting the ball into the hands of his guys and letting them make plays. And, you know, sometimes that's what you have to do. And I think that's definitely a mature quality of a quarterback, not always looking for the downfield big play, take what you can get, live to fight another down, you know? So
and that's what I don't think we did enough last year. We kind of, I guess we're just going up. There weren't a lot of checkdowns that really resulted in anything, but our running backs weren't the best. But a shout out to Devonta Freeman. Did you see his Instagram post, by the way, about the Ravens?
No.
He gave the Ravens a ton of respect. So they love playing here. That was really cool to see. He definitely gave everything he could for us last year. So major props to Devonta Freeman for that one.
Absolutely, really cool. Absolutely. We do have another Purple Rain Pioneer in the house. Gerald Lawson is in here. What's going on, Gerald? Appreciate you for pulling up, coming through to this episode of PRP. I see Kimberly Harmon in the house as well. What's up, Kimberly?
Thank you.
Yeah, we do have over 100 people watching. Thank you guys so much for watching live. This episode of 127 of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you like the video. Also subscribe to the channel. There will be more Ravens content coming your way in the very near future, as you can see on my whiteboard here. I don't know if you can see right now because we got all this stuff on the screen. 10 days until Ravens football. That's right, 10 days. Yeah, and by the time you're listening to this podcast, it might be 9, 8, 7 days. I don't know. But listen, the point is we're getting close. We're getting close.
Very close.
Yeah, and we're talking about it here. Let's go ahead and pivot into the other bit of news that came out today from training camp. Ben Cleveland is back.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That left guard competition we got a competition. I saw Phillips was playing guard. We have Ben Powers, who they said Ben Powers is currently winning that left guard position, but now we have a Ben Cleveland in there. Who knows? But he did miss some valuable snaps though. So him failing the conditioning test hurt him. I'm gonna go big time because he's 4 days behind. So I'm rooting for him. I want to see Ben Cleveland win it, to be honest. But I'm rooting for him. I wouldn't mind Tyree Phillips either.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Cleveland, of course, he's definitely the fan favorite. All Ravens fans want Ben Cleveland to go out there and win the starting job because, I mean, it's Ben Cleveland. I mean, he's a big mountain of a man. You just would think that you could just plug in and play and nobody's getting by this guy. You know, that's just what you would think. As opposed to guys like Ben Powers or Tyree Phillips, who, of course, we've both seen them struggle as well, on top of Cleveland too. But Cleveland, he's really got to put in more of the work, man. He's got to put in more of the work, and I don't necessarily foresee him winning that starting job. I think that the guys who have been there, showed up ready from day one, have been putting in the work. I think a guy like Ben Powers would probably win it over. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think he's gonna win it. I think I have no problem with Tyree Phillips at guard. At tackle is where my problems come in, but at guard, I wouldn't mind him. But I think it's Powers, to be honest. And that's my only question mark in that line. But who knows what's going on with left tackle either, man? Because Stanley's still nobody's been activated from the PRP. I mean, from the PUP.
Right.
Said PRP there, but I mean, I'm cool with that. I know Harbaugh said that he wasn't going to rush back Stanley, and that right there was a breath of fresh air. And the reason why Jawan James and Duvernay didn't practice because he said he didn't want them to. I love that. Awesome. We learned our lesson. Thank you very much.
I love the approach that the Ravens are taking this season with the training camp and not making the workouts as gruesome as hard, that sort of thing, just to make sure that the same thing that happened to us last year doesn't happen again. You never want lightning to strike twice in the same area. That would definitely suck. So who was, I think it's Steve Sarkisian that we bought in, or that we extended or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure of his name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He's like our I can't remember the actual job title. I made a whole video about it. It was funny. But yeah, I mean, I like what the Ravens are doing now. They actually are paying attention more to the science and, just kind of preserving their guys' bodies, because preseason and training camp is nowhere near as important as regular season and playoffs. So we need our guys for when we need them, when we absolutely need them. So I like what they're doing here. But Ben Cleveland being back is good news. That the fact that he passed his conditioning test, we know he was struggling with that before. But
it has to be a breath of fresh air for him too.
It is
on the field, but you are behind. It's like you go into a I'm trying to think of the best way I can compare this. I guess a group project. You were out sick a couple of days, now you have to catch up to everybody, and it's hard. You got to put in the extra work. To get back where everybody else is, because you don't want to be that guy who's just not helping the group at all.
Right. But yeah, definitely getting him back is good news. We will remain optimistic and see if he does win that starting job. I mean, part of me wants him to win that starting job too, because what did we draft him with? Third round? He's a third round pick?
Third round. I believe third round. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I want my third round picks to perform. I want them to be on the field. So, I mean, that's just me. But let's see. Void saying here, what did they do in the conditioning test? I'm actually not sure. I was thinking about that earlier.
I can find it. I think there's a whole article. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think Jameis and Hensley did it on the conditioning. I think it's gruesome. It is gruesome.
Can you look that up for me? I want to know now.
Yeah, what do they do? I read the article last week, and I was like, oh, this ain't bad. And I saw what they do. I'm like, oh my god. It is bad.
Jeez, man.
Look it up for you real quick.
Yeah. Brandon in the house says, Rain Gang, what's up, guys? How y'all feeling? What's going on, Brandon? Appreciate you for coming through, pulling up. Make sure you guys go ahead and like this video. We've got about 126 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much for coming through to this episode 127 of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. We appreciate you guys. You got it?
I found it. All right, here's the test.
Let's go.
Players must run a total of 900 yards in 6 legs. Each set consists of 25 yards out and back 3 times. They must finish the heat of 150 yards under a designated time. All right, so here's this. I'm going to go slow. 32 seconds for the offensive and defensive linemen. 29 seconds for tight ends and linebackers. 27 seconds for wide receivers, running backs, and defensive backs. If you go over that time in any of the 6 legs, you flunk the test and have to take it over. Okay, so there's still more. The break between each set is 64 seconds. By the end of it, players are sprawled on the ground trying to catch their breath. Pro Bowl safety Earl Thomas acknowledged last year he nearly threw up after completing it. This was in 2020. Justin Forrest said it's pure death. He played for 7 different NFL teams. So yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, that's the test. That's the test.
That is pretty gruesome. That's a lot of I mean, it's a conditioning test
in the summer heat. In this that's
right. Yeah. Conditioning test. I mean, you're gonna be out there, like you said, in that summer heat and just literally testing your cardiovascular, like your cardio. That's what you're gonna be doing the whole entire time, and that can definitely be so grueling. especially when a lot of these guys are coming off of their vacations. They just got back. They were in whatever country, just eating good, drinking good, whatever. And now, they're paying for that in the training camp. But hey, I mean, you got it like Black Daniel says here, you got to play like a motherfucking Raven.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. So, Taquan Christian doubling down here says, like the video. Of course, Taquan, we appreciate you. But yeah, that was interesting though. I never knew that until just now. So if you don't know, now you know. That is part of the Ravens
and one more
test.
And they say if you don't put your foot in the ground and making the cut, you can lose time and flunk. Just the smallest of things can make you lose time. It's crazy.
Yeah. They don't
focus on the small things. The small things that matter.
When you told me that they give you a 64-second break, I was like, oh yeah, they got this down to a science. They got it down to a T. Like they know what can break a grown man at a certain weight. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep.
Let's see. Tanja Bowman says our workout approach seems to be working. A lot of players from other teams have gotten hurt and will miss significant time already.
I mean, today, James Washington, the Cowboys receiver, went down. Saw that.
Ryan Jensen went down last week, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know the Niners, one of their defensive linemen, tore his biceps.
Yeah, I think I read about that as well. Yeah.
I
want to get into some. I want to get into some more around the league stuff with you, Alex. Because I know you post on your YouTube channel. By the way, if you don't subscribe to Simply as 10 on YouTube, what are you doing? Make sure you go on YouTube, subscribe to Simply as 10 because he's covering all teams training camp. I'm talking to even our rival Steelers. If you're a Steelers fan, you can find some Steelers highlights. Training camp.
Their receivers look good. I know it's training camp, but Pickens, Calvin Austin, I'm liking who they picked up as a just as a neutral.
Just all about who's throwing to them, though. That's
it.
Yeah. For sure.
Mm.
Actually, yeah. You know what? Let's talk about that for a second here, and then we'll move on to our next topic. But I saw you post a video about the Chiefs Sky Moore, and you said that he made another insane catch, and I was like, wait, he's made more than one? Why haven't I heard about this?
Yes. I'm like this too. The Chiefs, their receiving core. I know they lost Tyreek Hill, but they didn't get a star receiver, but they got some guys who will go in there and do work at Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and Sky Moore, who laid out for one the other day and laid out for another one today. Absolutely just putting his whole body into it. And thank you, Black Daniels. Thank you very much. But yeah, that guy Sky Moore, their rookie, fantasy sleeper. I'll tell you that right now. Fantasy sleeper.
Yeah, I mean, and he's a speedy guy. And in that offense, the Chiefs are all about extending plays for Patrick Mahomes, and hopefully there's a guy deep downfield. And, now that Tyreek Hill can no longer be that guy, somebody else has to step up into that role, And I think they've got a plethora of receivers there that can definitely take care of all of the underneath to intermediate stuff and routes. You got your Juju Smith-Schuster. They've got Marquez Valdes-Scantling now, I believe. They got these type of guys, and then they also, like I said, they drafted a Sky Moore to take the top off the defense, just like a Tyreek Hill did. So, I mean, like Alex said, watch out for him in your fantasy leagues. He may be like a late round steal, so definitely watch out for that for sure. We're gonna go ahead and move on here into a different topic. So the other part of the Purple Rain report tonight is the news that was given to us earlier today. It was actually early this morning about one Deshaun Watson and the suspension that was brought down upon him by Sue L. Robinson, the appointed arbitrator from the NFL to kind of determine what Deshaun Watson's punishment would be for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. So, as you can see right here on the screen, Deshaun Watson is facing a 6-game suspension. He will make his Cleveland Browns debut at the Ravens at Week 7 if the suspension holds up and Commissioner Roger Goodell decides not to give him any more games. Alex, I want to get your opinion on the whole 6-game suspension. Do you think that it was enough? Do you think that it was not enough? And what do you think this means for the NFL?
Disappointed, but not surprised. Not surprised at all. I can't sit here and say that I was honestly expecting 4. I knew that it wouldn't. There's no suspension I think that would have been good enough. Actually, there is. It probably would have been 2 years to match whatever Trevor Bauer from the Dodgers got. But I knew the NFL wasn't going to do that. I mean, they still can. I knew they weren't going to do it. I feel very strongly about this topic. I mean, I feel like this judge shouldn't really be a judge because she. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Miss Sue Robinson right now because she kind of contradicted herself. And I have a tweet. I'm going to try to censor it. She actually found that Deshaun Watson intended to cause contact with his private area, did so for a sexual purpose, and he knew that such contact was unwanted. To me, that's predatory behavior.
Oh yeah,
that's what I look at it as. And you're gonna say that because it wasn't violent. See, that's where my problem comes with it, man. I don't want to curse because I do feel very strongly about this topic, but they got it wrong in all instances. And to the Browns fans, just defending him, dude. I saw a guy with God first in his bio defending Deshaun Watson. God, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I want to know, like, just because he's a good football player does not mean you have to support them. It's really not that hard. But that's my take. I'll let you give yours. But I just think it's just not even. It's nowhere near enough. I don't care if it was one person too much. That's how I look at it. So
yeah. Yeah, man. I'm gonna get into my take on this. We do have a super chat donation in the meantime. This one coming from our guy Gerald.
Thank you.
Showing out per usual, man. We appreciate you, Gerald. Absolutely, positively making it rain here on episode 127, as we have 127 people watching live.
Thank
you so much, Gerald, of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all of you guys, but we definitely appreciate our guy Gerald here for always supporting, always donating, always coming through. Like we said, showing up and showing out. He says, new NFL season is coming up, and I need to find a point to mess with Simply as 10. Previously, it was the Ravens beating the Chiefs. Last year, Gerald called it last year. He was like, Ravens gonna beat the Chiefs, man. And Alex was like, nah, I got the Chiefs winning that week 2 or whatever it was. And we went out there and we beat them. So yeah.
Okay, I got one for you. How about us sweeping the Steelers, who we have not beaten in 2 years? How about that? I have a splitting it. If you want to say we sweep them, how about we do that? I'm cool with that. I wouldn't mind sweeping. That's 2 games won in the division. Hell yeah! Come on now.
Let's take it. Gerald, the ball is in your court. Call your shot, man. Call your shot.
Let's do it. I love that, Gerald. Love that.
Appreciate that again, Gerald. Let's see. So getting back to my take on this, the whole Deshaun Watson facing a 6-game suspension thing. Like you said, disappointed but not surprised. I want to dig deeper into it. 6 games to me is not enough. I was thinking more so along the lines of maybe like 10 realistically, a 10-game suspension, especially considering the fact he didn't play at all last year either. So I thought that 10 years would have been at least just a little bit more reasonable than 6. 6 is just like, okay, like it's like a little slap on the wrist, honestly. It's honestly like a slap on the wrist. But I would be remiss if I didn't say this. We can really only blame ourselves. Let me explain, Alex. Deshaun Watson did what he did, and now we see him only facing a consequence of 6 games. Why? Because Deshaun Watson, he's getting special treatment. When you make a certain amount of dollars for the NFL and you know that you can positively impact their bottom line, you're going to get special treatment from them. The rules will be bent for you. I mean, we've seen it happen time and time again, and this is no different. Deshaun Watson, the rules are being bent for him because the NFL knows at the end of the day, once the season starts and everything else, all the other storylines take a hold of who's playing well, who's not playing well, we're going to start to think and feel less and less strongly about this Deshaun Watson situation. If you look at history, look at the Colin Kaepernick situation. Back when that went down and everybody was so outraged at the NFL, like, oh my God, why does he not have a job? Why is he being blackballed? This, that, and the third. But then months went by and you heard less about it. And then some more months went by. You heard even less about it, right? So it's just like all these things are happening And nobody is really kind of holding the NFL accountable. When I say nobody, I mean us. We're still tuning in. You know, a lot of people are still tuning into the games. So it's like, if the NFL knows that, then they're only going to give this guy a 6-game suspension, because they know the sooner that he's back on the field, the more money that they're going to make. So it's unfortunate that the NFL knows how to take advantage of its audience, you know. And as unfortunate as it is, Deshaun Watson will not be seeing the amount of suspension time that I feel like he should. But hey, that's the game. That's how it goes.
And we're talking about Greg Hardy, who literally choked a woman, literally punched her, and he had a 4-game suspension, which is why every time the UFC got knocked out, I celebrated it. I love seeing him fail because he was just a terrible human being. I'm just going to go through some suspensions here. Calvin Ridley, 17 games for betting. Hopkins, 6 games for PEDs. So PEDs that could have been in, who knows what he could have gotten it from, warrants the same amount of suspension as 25 of these accusations. Martavius Bryant, indefinitely for weed. Josh Gordon, 25-plus games for weed. And even our good friend Darren Waller, 16 games substance abuse. Tanja puts it perfectly. So much for respecting the women that contribute to the NFL, like a slap. And it is a slap in the face. It is a huge slap in the face. I think back to 10-plus years ago. This is the same suspension time that Ben Roethlisberger got. You would think that they would learn.
Yeah.
No. I feel like we have progressed as a society, but sometimes we show that we still are stuck in our ways, and this is definitely a time. I'm praying that they do the right thing, but they probably won't. They probably won't.
I don't think they will either. Of course, the NFL, we know that they have 3 days to appeal this, and they can try to give him some more games, to his suspension, which I think that they should do. They absolutely should do, because I feel like cases like this, you got to make an example out of Deshaun Watson. And I understand he makes a lot of money for the NFL, and that's why the Browns, they paid him so much, because they know how the NFL operates. They know that once the suspension comes down, the punishment is administered, the court of public opinion is going to start to settle. They're going to start to make peace with it. It's going to be like, okay, this is what happened, but the season's right around the corner. It's not going to stop me from watching football games. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. So we do have another super chat donation. This one's coming from Boogie Down EJ. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate that. Thank you. He says Raven Ron is a Lamar hater. LOL. Don't be confused. Throwing a shot at our guy Raven Ron.
Oh my goodness. What is going on?
What's happening? What's happening? Let's see. Tanja Bowman bring up a good point here. Says he did not play last season on his own because he did not want to play for the Texans. He sat out and got paid. He wasn't suspended last season. That doesn't count. That's a good point. He got paid.
And what I think is funny is that Sue Robinson, this judge, who I think she just completely just slapped every woman in the face that has ever been a victim of any type of sexual assault, abuse. She said he can still get massages, but it has to be from the Cleveland Browns itself. You are literally admitting this man has a problem by saying he can't go to these other masseuses.
Right.
How is that not enough just evidence there? And the fact that the New York Times, a independent reporter, did more research than the NFL, than the Browns themselves, finding out he went to 66 different masseuses in 17 months. Rob Ninkovich said he had 2 his whole career.
Right.
Like, because of how important your body is. And I think one thing that was the most disgusting was seeing a DM that he sent to this woman. And he said, I want to support Black-owned businesses. No, Deshaun, you were horny. There's a huge difference. And that right there just burned me. I'm like, bro, don't use something that could be and we have seen many people using a positive instance to your advantage. And that, to me, he's just a disgusting individual. Like, I wanted his jersey when he was with the Houston. I love the way he played. I'm disgusted for even liking him at this point. It's not a good look. So I hope the NFL does the right thing. They probably won't, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely a delicate subject to talk about. Touchy subject for sure.
Very.
Yeah. Now, I mean, just kind of talking about the fact that I mean, listen, when he gets back, he's gonna be against the Ravens. So
Yeah.
if that does hold,
I want to go to that game so bad.
oh man, can you imagine like just how much intensity the defense will be playing with that game? The whole team, honestly.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I saw a tweet today. I need to pull this tweet up from when Ben first came to Baltimore after his case, and they had a literal sign. It said "No means no" when they were entering the city. That was like, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be.
Yeah, that game is going to be a rude awakening for one Deshaun Watson, but he deserves it. You know, he definitely deserves it.
And I'm gonna put this out there too. There are times where the Ravens piss me off to my core, but the one thing I will give John Harbaugh, Steve Bisciotti, Dick Cass, Ozzie Newsome all their credit is that after the Ray Rice incident, they have a zero tolerance policy, and we've seen it with not just with domestic abuse, with DUIs, DWIs, Bernard Pierce, Alex Collins coming to my mind. It was very minimal. I think he just had weed in his car, but he was obviously under the influence and they just got rid of it. I think more teams have to be like that because the teams that some will deal with it, some won't. Then you have the situations where somebody takes it to the next level and it's like, well, what do you do? But I'm definitely proud to be a Ravens fan because it definitely was a dark moment for Ravens when their whole Ray Ray stuff went down. But instilling this zero tolerance policy and Harbaugh even bringing it up today, I was like, definitely is nice to root for a team with some class.
You know what's crazy? And what's just completely unfair and just pretty messed up about this whole situation. Deshaun Watson, he has agreed to more money in the past year and a half. So all the time that he's been going through these allegations, everything like that, he's made more money or agreed to more money in the last year and a half than he's made in his entire NFL career. When he was seen as like, you know, this great guy and he was winning games and he was just the face of the Texans and nobody knew about anything that he was doing, he was making less money then. He was balling, right? He was making less money then than he's making now. Isn't that something, Alex? Isn't that crazy when you put it in perspective like that?
And I just, the fact this man it's just like, I genuinely like just have no respect for the Browns. There are many franchises, like as much as I dislike the Steelers and the Bengals, at least I can have some respect for them. I can. For the Browns, just nah. A bit unlike us because they say we took their team, but they have their history still.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot. It's a lot. We're gonna go ahead and transition here. We do have a super chat donation. This one coming from Brent Loren. Thank you so much, Brent. We appreciate that so much. Here on episode 127 of the Purple Rain podcast, Brent says, I work in healthcare and I am slowly starting to convince my PTS that Baltimore is that team. Lamar is that guy. They are mostly bandwagon Seattle fans out here in Oregon. Sorry for the useless info. No, it's not useless. Info. I like that.
I don't think you can bandwagon them anymore. No more Legion of Boom. No more Russ.
Yeah.
I think they can come on over. Come on.
Yeah. Come on. Another bird team. It's very far away, but you know, we got open arms. We got
nice uniforms too. Seahawks have nice uniforms. We have nice uniforms. Come on.
Yeah. Love that. Honestly, I feel like the Ravens are the most humble like fan base. I may just be being biased, but I just feel like we welcome people with open arms. You know, we got fans from everywhere. We're certainly not America's team by any stretch, but anywhere you go and find a Ravens fan, it's always love. It's never toxic. It's never
except on
any
Twitter.
Of that. So on Twitter, yeah, you can have some
in the real world, like
right.
That's the best.
Yeah. Let's see. Boz here, Mod Boz in the house, giving a shout out to Brent. Says we salute healthcare workers. We do that. We
salute you, Boz. Boz was there. I had Boz go to a Ravens open practice. That was awesome. It was awesome. He still said the Steelers were better, but he was there. So respect for Boz going over enemy lines. So thank you for that.
Shout out to Boz, man. My guy. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. Kimberly giving us a shout out, says you guys are my favorite YouTubers ever. Rain Gang, much love. Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you. All love.
Appreciate that. All love. Let's go ahead and get to some questions. Yeah, do some questions,
dude. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it.
Yeah, so now is the official Rain Gang questions segment where you can drop any of your questions down in the live chat. If you're not watching this live and you're part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you guys so much for coming over to this episode of the Purple Rain podcast, episode 127. Like I said, question segment, so go ahead and drop them in there now.
And we have 131 people watching with 82 likes. Can we get back-to-back episodes with 100 likes during the stream?
Can we do that?
I think it'd be first time. And Twisted Purple, we're love from Cali. We're sending love right back. We're going back to Cali. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Back to back to Cali. Yes. Thank you so much, Twisted Purple Bird. We appreciate that. Love from all the way on the West Coast, which some people will say is the best coast. I haven't been out there in a while. I definitely want to get back out there, though. Shout out to you guys on the West Coast for sure. Us Ravens fans on the West Coast. We love it. Let's see. Devin Duke said Facebook and Twitter Ravens fans, they be on some other stuff. Bro. LOL. Yeah, you can see it for sure.
Like it literally, you can like hype up somebody and they're like, well, what about this? It's bad.
Yeah. I'll see. J1213 says, what do you think about Jalen Armour Davis?
Promising.
Good depth for now. I really want to see what he's able to do in preseason, of course, how he matches up with some of the other teams' guys, other teams' promising guys who I'm sure there's somebody else on a freaking Titans podcast right now talking about some unknown receiver to us who might be matched up against Jalen Armour Davis. So how is he going to do against other teams' prospects? That's what I'm waiting to see until I can make my full I guess evaluation on him. And even still, I got to wait until regular season, all that. You got to give the guy a chance first. But just like from pure what I know about Jalen Armour Davis, physical guy. I mean, I like that. I watched some of his tape leading up to the draft and after the draft as well. Once I knew that we had him, and I was definitely impressed with what I saw. But got to see what he does on the NFL level for sure.
It's crazy because when we got drafted, he was getting talked about more than Pepe, and now Pepe is getting talked about more than him. I think just because how Pepe literally just brings it every single practice. I love seeing that. Like he is a Raven. I cannot ask for more players like Pepe. I love him so much. So that's fun.
See, the April 123 says, are you guys worried about David Ojabo? So Ojabo being the last rookie that has not signed his rookie deal yet. Are you worried about that, Alex?
I'm unsettled. I'm not worried. I'm not getting there, but I just want him to be signed. Just get it you never want to be the last, It's like if you're the last person to read. You don't want to be the last. Everybody's looking at you. Like, why aren't you here yet? I just want to get it over with. I'm not worried yet. Ask me that when preseason starts, then yes, I'll be worried. But not yet.
Agree. Let's see. Black Daniels in the house says, how do you think Mike Macdonald's scheme will differ from Wink's scheme? And will we see more pressure from our front seven as a result?
So I saw Queen was getting him in them gaps at the open practice. That was really nice to see. He was getting right through them. I saw Hamilton coming down, and Hamilton, I have this video. He hits like this nasty spin move, and he would have been there for the tackle, but they weren't going to have him tackling in the open practice.
Right.
I think safety's in the boxes as well. I don't think I saw a lot of two linebacker. I know I saw Bynes and Harrison and Queen out there, but it was very minimal, I think, when they were both there together. But I could be wrong because I was very happy that was there too. So don't take me for it.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Black Daniels that we'll see a different type of scheme from McDonald. I think with McDonald, it won't be as blitz happy. I think what he wants to do, more too high safety looks, keep the defense or keep the offense in front of us. That's the sort of thing, and then just kind of rely on our edge rushers to get home. So that's why I really do like the news that Adafe Owe is already stepping up. Of course, we have Tyus Bowser coming back. Dalen Hayes, we don't know what he can do yet. David Ojabo, whenever he signs, Justin Houston, all these guys. I think it's going to be important for Mike Macdonald to just kind of let those guys do their thing. Like, you don't have to send safeties and corners on blitzes and things like that, because really that's not their job. That's not their job, and hopefully we can see Macdonald kind of transition into that.
And rushing our corners to into these linemen, like, that's not hurting their bodies. These guys are 175 pounds and going to 300-pound guys.
Let's see. Daryl Turner says, name the 5-6 receivers you think the Ravens keep outside of the obvious guys like Bateman, Duve, Prochet, Tylan Wallace. Who else makes the team?
Oh,
I know you want your boy Shamar Bridges.
I wouldn't mind him. Wouldn't mind Moore. Wouldn't mind Victor. But I saw Will Fuller said he's gonna sign in the preseason, and I just have this feeling that we are in for him. I don't know why. I have this gut feeling. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why, but if I was to go with anybody, I'd probably say Victor, because he's fast and he's big and can gun.
Yeah. I really want to see Mekhi Polk make it, but I haven't really heard too much about him lately.
He had a couple of good catches, but nothing, nothing that gets the fans going wild. Is probably why I didn't hear about it.
Right.
Slade Bolden, I see he can run. Bolden can run. Good route runner. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Victor as one of them.
But that's why preseason being right around the corner is so exciting, because we're gonna get the answers to a lot of these questions. Like that's oh man, I can't wait. 10 days till we play the Titans. Let's see. Gerald says, how many yards do you see my boy Rashad Bateman totaling this season? I think what I've been saying this offseason, I think 1,100. I think 1,100. And I think that's honestly a little lofty, especially just considering the way that our offense runs. But I think with the yards after the catch element that Rashad Bateman has, that I think is definitely underrated, because he can get shifty for sure. And he can turn out a couple extra yards. I think he can get to 1,100, honestly. And that'd be a great season for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Mike in here, says, are you guys actually from Baltimore? Like, no suburb BS, like actually from the city? Me? No, I'm not from Baltimore. I'm actually from Southern Maryland. Yeah.
I am born and raised in Owings Mills, and I am not from Baltimore. Yeah. Right near the training facility, but not in Baltimore.
There you go, Mike. There you go. Let's see. We'll take a couple more from you guys here. Let's see. Chike says, who do you think are 12-5 losses, and who do you think will play in the playoffs? Also, you need to go to the West Coast. It's amazing. No dry heat. None of that.
I'd love to.
I thought it was. Wait, never mind. I'm thinking of like the desert. Yeah, I'm thinking of desert, like Arizona, Vegas.
Oh my goodness.
All the time. But our 5 losses.
We went over it before. I think
we did. I think we said Bucks, Bills.
You had 13-4, right? I remember I had one more, because I had a trap game loss for us. I remember that, and people didn't. I said that we would lose to the Patriots. And I remember people didn't like that, but that's just my trap game. Yeah, like it was just because when I saw us lose the Dolphins last year, I'm like, okay, we're gonna have a game where we shouldn't lose, but we will, and that's the Pats for me this year.
Not a bad take. Other than that, though, I mean, who we play in the playoffs? It's really a toss up. The AFC is just so stacked, man. It's so stacked. You look at these divisions, like the AFC West and the AFC North alone, just have too much talent that is just, almost spilling over into the playoffs already. I mean, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they're going. They're going to be competitive. Right. The Ravens are going to be competitive. The Chiefs are going to be competitive. The Chargers are going to be the Raiders. You know what I mean? Like all these teams, the Broncos, they're going to be competitive this year. So I mean, I could see a wild card against the Broncos or something like that.
I mean, even the AFC, I think who knows with the Dolphins. They have a whole new coach. Tyreek did a lot of good stuff with their offensive line. Bills, the Patriots, who made the playoffs last year. They really haven't heard about the Patriots at all. I still think I wouldn't be surprised. I still think the Steelers can make it a 7 seed. I really do. The way they've been looking, a great coach. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's gonna be good teams that miss out this year. I just hope we're not one of them.
Yeah, me too. Me too, honestly. Let's see. You take one more here from you guys. Slade Bolden. I do want to see Slade Bolden get some action in the preseason. That's going to be interesting for sure. The April123 says 1,200 yards and 8+ touchdowns for Rashad Bateman. Oh man, a DG says 1,400 yards. Wow.
Woo.
Wow.
Wow.
Black Daniel says, Paul Sutton, where are you from, fam? I am from, like I said, Southern Maryland, more specifically Charles County, the Waldorf area. That's where I'm from, So shout out to all my Southern Maryland peeps who are watching right now. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Let's see. I think I saw one in here about Prochet.
Okay.
Let's see. How many touchdowns do you think Prochet will get this season? I'm thinking he gets 5 touchdowns.
I like the way you think.
I love the way he thinks, Brandon here. But 5 touchdowns for James Prochet?
But
in a Greg Roman offense?
But
yeah.
I'm going to go 2 or 3.
That's more realistic. I like that a little better. My only issue is James Prochet, he's not a huge yak guy. He's not a huge run after the catch kind of guy. So he's not going to be taking the top off of a defense, say when, we are on our own 30 or 40 yard line. He's going to take it to the house. He's not really that type of player, nor is he a prime red zone threat. So I just don't see where all the touchdowns are going to come from, because in the red zone, there's going to be priority 1, Mark Andrews, priority 2, Rashad Bateman. Hell, priority 3 might be goddamn Nick Boyle, or you know what I mean? There's going to be so many more options.
Hold on. Let's show Isaiah Likely some love. This man has been
and I was going to say that too. Yeah, likely could be likely.
And what's crazy that Kolar has a sports hernia. I tell Pat Ricard, honestly, my bold take for the season, Pat Ricard will have more touchdowns than James Prochet. Receiving touchdowns.
Oh man,
it could be 2 to 1. It could be 2 to 1 or 3 to 2, but it would not surprise me. I'm not saying I want that. I'm just saying I can see it. I hate
because you think like the touchdowns that will go to Pat Ricard, like on red zone plays, they're going to be designed for Pat Ricard more than likely. Like he's going to be leaking out to the flat, you know what I mean? Play action, that sort of thing. Prochet, if he were to get a touchdown in the end zone, it's because Lamar's first read, probably his second read wasn't there either, and Prochet is just open, Yeah.
He's sitting there.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what we think about James Prochet and his production this season. Hopefully we're wrong. Hopefully we're all wrong. Hopefully he just absolutely goes off. Maybe right.
Brandon, please be right. Please.
I mean, a Prochet 5 touchdown season means that the Ravens, they got to be some kind of good. So yeah, I hope you're right, Brandon.
That means that passion offense. That means that new identity has been forged. It has been forged.
Exactly. But we're going to go ahead and leave it there for the question segment. And this episode of PRP, we'll leave it with this here. This super chat donation coming from a Purple Rain pioneer herself, Yolanda B. Thank you so much. Again, ending us off here. This episode 127 of the Purple Rain podcast. Absolutely positively making it rain. Says, thank you for the consistency. I appreciate the great live streams. Thank you so much, Yolanda. Thank you for your consistency coming in here, supporting, everything. We can't thank you enough.
There's still 120 people watching. We have 91 likes. Can we have 9 more, please? But yeah, thank you for having us consistently over 100 viewers, which is honestly insanity to me. Absolute insanity.
It is.
Thank you very much. I just enjoy talking football with like over here with you guys in the chat. A big thank you to you all.
A big thank you to the replay gang as well. Everybody in the replay gang who watches the show after the fact. You're not part of the live stream, but you watch it after the fact. We love you guys just as much. Thank you guys so much too. Of course, the live Rain Gang chat. We love you guys as well. And yeah, we're going to leave it there for this episode 127 of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to us here on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast, just like you see down below right there. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Sutton Def, just like you see down below as well. You can find Simply as 10 at his handle, Simply as 10 on Twitter, Simply as 10.prod on Instagram. Another important thing, you can go on manscaped.com. Hit up our sponsor. Go on manscaped.com. Use the code PRP at checkout, and you can save yourself 20% off on top of free shipping as well. With that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out for the night.
And thank you again for coming through to episode 127 of the Purple Rain podcast. We have been hitting over 1 hour episodes, and I love every single minute of it, every second, every nanosecond, every millisecond of it. So thank you very much for coming through. And as always, stay positive, test negative. And one more thing.
And never, ever, ever forget to call God. This has been episode